Yo, what is up, guys? This is Troy D from the Troy D 24/7 Mall channel, your source for on point and no hype reviews. We are back again, everybody. We're back with another fragrance review right here, guys, on my lovely day off. And today I will be talking about another Amouage fragrance. Yes, one of the latest Amouage fragrances, guys. One of three from their Essences collection. I did review one of them last month, but this one right here, I'm really excited to review because apparently this one is the most popular one, the most liked, based on consumer feedback, guys, out of the three. So today I will be giving you guys a full breakdown on this Amouage Essences collection perfume that, again, is the most beloved one. Let's go. Now, before I continue, please do not forget to like and subscribe, guys, okay? Liking, subscribing, and watching the ads is a great big deal to this channel as we head towards 24K. We are just less than 100, guys, so please continue all your support. Like, subscribe, share these videos, share it to your friends, and I do want to thank you guys for doing so. We are almost there, guys, all right? And all the revenue that this channel makes really gets put towards buying a lot of samples. As y'all know, I am a fair no hype reviewer, so I buy a lot of samples, and well, a lot of the revenue here goes to that because these samples are not cheap. Thank you so much for all your support. Happy 2025. And the fragrance that I will be talking about today is none other than, again, from the Amouage Essences collection. This is none other than Amouage Outlands. Yes, Amouage Outlands. If you're wondering why I have a 10 ml sample with just a little juice, it's because I transferred it over. The actual little sample vial misfired, all right, or it was malfunctioning, so I put it on a bigger one. This is the only one I got, okay? So anyways, Amouage Outlands is 1 out of 3. I did review Amouage Luster and the Essences collection. I know, the bottle does not really look as good or as Amouage as most expect. I agree, it's really not cool at all, but really, the Essences collection is all about, you know, the deep and richness of perfume. It's 30% pure parfum, and they did some sort of sandalwood infusion and other things to make it extra special. But, of course, is it extra special? Now, Luster, I did review. I thought it was nice. I thought it was deep and rich, and, you know, it really gave the Essences feel. But like I said, this one right here, Outlands, is the most liked, all right? And a lot of people are saying this is the one that is really the standout from the series. Can't really say that, to be honest, because I have to review the other one as well. But this one, a lot of people really, really like. Now, let's look at the name Outlands. Outlands, really, when I heard about it, I was like, really, what would that smell like then? Because Outlands basically means, you know, kind of like a province or like a barren territory outside, you know, basically foreign barren territory, all right? And when I think about that, I think about like places where barbarians would be or something like that. And we're talking about like ancient history, okay? But let me tell you guys that pretty much I would say that this fragrance doesn't, you know, give anything that will connect to the word Outlands. Very similar to how Luster, the actual perfume, the smell of it, really had nothing to do with the word luster. Now, I do want to thank my dear friend Jared Miller, one of the best decanters in the game, for sending this sample of Amouage Outlands. And Jared has a sprawling amount of different decants that he does and samples. So you can try these fragrances before you buy a full bottle, or you can really judge what the fragrance smells like without, you know, hurting your wallet. Okay, so I will link his Facebook below if you would like to order a decant of this fragrance right here, Outlands, as well as other fragrances, fragrances from the Essences collection and other really, really cool fragrances. Make sure to hit up one of my favorite decanters, Jared Miller. Jared, thank you so much. Now, I normally don't mention this in my reviews. I think I should in the future. I don't really mention who the perfumer is. Doesn't really matter to me. I'm more on the breakdowns of the fragrances, but here specifically in the Amouage Amouage Essences collection, you have the who's who of perfumers making this one. Last time in Luster, we had Julian Raskinette. And for this one right here, for Outlands, you have Cecile Zarokian, who made Nishane, Ani, and some Amouage fragrances like Royal Tobacco and Silver Oud. So that is kind of notable, especially for Nishane Ani and Nishane Ani X. She made those, so if that excited you a bit, you know, it's just like a little FYI. Anyways, we're here to break down the juice. Why is Outlands the most beloved or liked Amouage Essences fragrance? Let's go spray this thing right now. Okay guys, now let's talk about this fragrance right here. One of the 3 latest Amouage fragrances right here from the Essences collection, Amouage Outlands. Starting with this really impactful opening. All right, really impactful, guys. Let's look into the notes. You've got Sichuan pepper, you've got cardamom, you got bergamot, you got lemon, you got elemi resin, and you get frankincense. All right, I mean, just from hearing this, you know this is like a classic Amouage. You know, this is an Amouage fan's perfume. All right, and let's go into this really impactful opening, starting off with the prominent notes. First off is, of course, Sichuan pepper. Sichuan pepper is a spice that does have a slightly citrusy tinge. It's really a standout spice that I guess the more you smell Sichuan pepper, you can really identify it once you spray this fragrance. Now, cardamom is the backup spice to this Sichuan pepper, but Sichuan pepper is still the strongest. And the second prominent note right here is elemi resin. All right, elemi resin is, you know, a spicy, piney, resinous note that's kind of like fresh, spicy, that goes with that Sichuan pepper. It is really a zing, a wake up. And you have bergamot and lemon as kind of like the citrusy zing that really matches that Sichuan pepper and actually just accentuates that intro right here. So it's a mood livening type of intro because of the Sichuan pepper, the elemi resin, the piney elemi resin, and of course the zing of the citruses right here. So definitely it's a lively, spicy intro, fresh, spicy to me. Now, of course, on top of this impactful, mood awakening, spicy intro, fresh, spicy intro, you also have the oomph, the impact of the classic Amouage incense. All right, this is classic Amouage Omani incense that is really here from the get-go, guys, and you will really feel the body of that incense come in with that initial fresh spicy hit. All right, now you have fresh spicy, you have the oomph of smoky incense. And like I said, this is just classic Amouage. If you are a fan of the brand and you like a lot of their fragrances that are kind of like in the middle of mainstream and niche, I think that you will like this intro. All right, first off, this intro to me is mood awakening. Like I said, it's got fresh, spicy facets, perfect for a gentleman. But what I do like about this right here is that incense as well. The body of that incense creates that niche, mysterious feel that is right here in this intro. Now, when I was testing this fragrance, there was a specific person that I thought of when I was wearing this fragrance that I thought, man, this would be perfect for that person. And that's none other than Sheikh Mohammed, the ruler of Dubai. All right? Yes, the ruler of Dubai. Because like I said, this fragrance right here does have a push, kind of like an intimidation factor, but at the same time is also mood calming and mood awakening, just enough fresh spiciness for the wearer, but definitely mood calming because of the incense. But there's just a feel of authoritativeness and power, something that a statesman would wear, somebody like the ruler of Dubai, Sheikh Mohammed. I mean, I've been to Dubai multiple times. I've seen photos of the guy. I've never seen him smile, but I'm sure he's a charismatic person, you know, in person. But because he's got that non-smiling intimidation factor, I feel like this is something for Sheikh Mohammed. Muhammad. All right. Definitely authoritative feels, definitely masculine, fresh, spicy, perfect for someone like him. Now, with that being said, the initial sillage and projection of this fragrance is quite strong. It is an aura scent with a scent trail, and like I said, it is more of a push rather than a pull or a draw in, even with those spices. Mostly those are for the wearer, okay? But nevertheless, pretty damn strong, pretty damn powerful initial sillage and projection. Okay, so now let's head into the mid of Amouage Outlands, and if you look at the notes just on paper, you're probably like wondering what that mid would smell like, or it sounds really complex if you look at it. But it turns out after testing this fragrance that the mid is actually simpler than I thought. It's actually a continuum of all the sensations and facets that you're able to smell in the beginning. Now, first and foremost, I want to say this, that the intro, the effect of the intro doesn't initially go away. Matter of fact, to me, the intro notes lasted up to 2 to 2.5 hours. And that also might be because the blend of the mid is just a continuum, all right? So the mid right here does have the same similar facets. You have saffron and geranium on the spicy side. You have some warming cumin. You do have some patchouli and davana on the earthy side, guys. And then you still have some coriander and anise to really create that slightly citrusy and spicy uplifting zing. And like I said, it really does feel like a continuum, okay? From the start to the mid, the start goes up until 2 to 2.5 hours. The mid kind of continues it. And to be honest, if you're wearing this fragrance, although these are completely different notes, putting them in unison really makes it feel as if you're still smelling the intro. And this is, I reckon, why a lot of mainstream people like this, because it's more of the same. It's more of the same. Now, of course, if you're a niche lover that likes a lot of changes, you may not like this part, but I don't think that will really matter because the intro was impactful. It's really very powerful. It's very likable, and you get more of it in the mid. Again, same zing, like citrusy zing spices, same like earthiness, maybe a little bit more warming with the cumin and maybe the davana, but it's still more of the same, guys. Okay, now the only kind of differentiator right here is the rose that comes in the late mid, but it is not a rose that takes over the status quo. Okay, it is a rosy note, a dark rosy note, well blended in, that you can slightly smell at the latter part of the mid. However, the status quo, which is pretty much the same as the intro, still continues on. And also, the incense doesn't really go away because it's a double dose of incense. You have incense in the base, incense in the intro, and they kind of squeeze together. So the sensation of having that Omani incense never really goes away. Again, it's kind of like Sheikh Zayed style, okay? You get incense all throughout this fragrance. Okay, so now let's head into the Drydown right here of Amouage Outlands. Again, a set of notes that I'm sure a lot of y'all were like, what does this smell like? Okay, so there is a bridge to the Drydown that happens, I would say, several hours in, and that is going to be your myrrh and some cypriol plus the incense. Okay, so this is like classic Amouage right here. Myrrh, incense, and cypriol. Not really oud in my opinion. So no stankiness, no fecal. I hate using that word. No fecal, no stankiness right here. Just typical cypriol, warming suede like cypriol plus, of course, that incense and a little bit of myrrh bridging into the Drydown. And the latter Drydown is basically an amber accord, okay? Now, to me, this one right here, it's still mixed up with the incense, all right? But definitely you are going to get some sweet benzoin, labdanum, musk, some slight vanilla. It's a classic amber accord that is right here in the Drydown that goes all the way, stretches out into the late parts of this fragrance right here. All right. So again, there's a bridge of frankincense and myrrh and cypriol. I'm not going to say oud. And then an amber accord on the late Drydown of this fragrance, Amouage Outlands. Okay, so what do I think about this fragrance right here, Amouage Outlands? Definitely one for an Amouage fan, all right? If you like Amouage and you like the Omani incense, then definitely you will like this. If you understand where Amouage came from and, you know, the creative direction of the brand, I think that this is a classic Amouage fan fragrance. No doubt, okay? okay? And there's a lot of people in the mainstream that have tried, fragrances like Jubilation Man, for example, and the other fragrances that have come out, Royal Tobacco and even Silver Oud. And if you're kind of on that range and you are already trying their more exotic fragrances and you like them, I think that you won't have a problem at all with this. But again, for me, this is a mood perfume. It's definitely a perfume that projects an aura of authority and power. And to me, masculinity, guys. I think that it can be unisex, at least in the beginning. That's what I thought. But as the fragrance progressed with a lot more incense and a lot more earthiness and spiciness, fresh spiciness, I really felt like, this is really a man's perfume, a man's man. All right. So very masculine to me. And it's really a mood type of perfume. And I think if you are collecting perfumes and you're used to doing the classic, like, oh, I just want compliment getters, I feel like this is one that you can add on to your collection. It's kind of like, this is my authoritative man perfume, all right? Or this could be my perfume that really exudes something exotic. Outlands, at least that's the closest thing to Outlands possible. But it's very, very likable. It is 100% to me for the wearer right here. Usage-wise, to me, this could be a grabber for, I would say, like a more mature guy, or an upscale grabber for someone that's not too mature, okay? This could be worn in special occasions or, in dress-up day, okay? Wearing your blazer or tuxedo or what have you on a more semi-formal to formal event, all right? But I think, if you're a mature guy or kind of like Sheikh Zayed, like I said, I think that this could be like a standard grabber right here. Definitely fall-winter season, all right? This one has enough smoke and spice for the fall-winter season, all right? This is resilient to the cold. And the thing I'm going to say right here is the insane longevity of this fragrance, guys. To me, over 20 hours. Over 20 hours, all right? This is a very long-lasting one. This is the true meaning of that 30%, because just a few sprays of this, like I said, the strength really lasts a while. You could say that it, kind of like settles in around like 5-6 hours, but the amber accord I could smell solidly 20 hours, like way past after putting on this fragrance right here. Insane longevity on Amouage Outlands. And finally, guys, I'm gonna answer this question: is this fragrance full bottle worthy? Now, of course, the bottle is not really that good looking. All right, they could have made it better. I really kind of don't like these Amouage Essences bottles. I mean, they've got Cecile Zarokian as the perfumer and Julien Rasquinet. They could have made it freaking awesome, but it's too simple for me. But juice wise, yes, it is full bottle worthy if you actually like the scent, but of course you have to try it. This is not a blind buy worthy fragrance, much like other Amouage fragrances, guys, unless you are really truly a fan of their more exotic offerings. Then sure, try this one. If you're used to that, you can maybe blind buy it, but I don't suggest doing so. I suggest getting a decant from Jared Miller. I will link his Facebook below so you can order at least a 3 ml, because that's all you really need. Because of the continuum of the first and mid really being the solid part of the fragrance, guys, I think 3 ml is more than enough to have a decision as to, is this fragrance for you or not? Because the aura, the presence will be given by that intro to mid and the mood. So you'll find out yourselves, guys, if this is something you should buy. But definitely get a sample first from Jared Miller. I'll put his link below before you buy $450 full bottle of this fragrance. But if you like it, sure, buy it. And that is it. That is my no hype review on one of the 3 latest Amouage fragrances from the Essences collection, Outlands, right here. Let me know in the comments below what y'all think of this fragrance. Is this really your favorite out of the 3? And let me know specifically if you would like me to do the last one, which is Reasons. I've got so many fragrances to review, but if you really want me to do Reasons, I will do it, especially that it is by Bertrand Duchaufour, who made Jubilation Man and Jubilation 40. All right, that is an interesting one as well. Haven't tried Reasons. I have it right here. I can try it and test it and and review it, just please comment below that you want me to review it. And again, I will link Luster at the end of this video. Let me know in the comments what y'all think of this one right here, and I would like to know your feedback if you really liked it. Again, for me, this is for the Amouage fan, but definitely you must test it first. But I think it's very likable, very masculine, very authoritative and powerful. All right, and that is it. I will see you guys on the next video tomorrow. I've got another fragrance, an interesting one that really needed a no hype review. I'll be back tomorrow, so tune in tomorrow, guys, for another video. I'll see you guys. Please do not forget to like and subscribe. God bless. Take care. Peace.